adequately equipped so that our children can have access to education freely and have qualitative education. I commission this edifice and this school to the glory and honor of God, for the welfare and well-being of all the students who will pass through the portal of this school, for the enhancement of education generally in Nigeria and particularly in Lagos, and for the immortalization of the name of the man, great Nigeria, after whom
my friend, this is
now, who will take it? Madam. We want to do that. Let's say one of the
bá dẹ̀ fi pé o lè dìde bẹ́ẹ̀ wá fún mi kí máa bá ẹnu lọ.
With these landmark achievements, Asiwaju Bola Ahmed Tinubu has laid indelible marks in the political history of Lagos State. His achievements, especially at the grassroots, are testimonies to this. To further open up the hinterlands, the Igondo dual carriageway in Alimosho local government area was constructed.
We appreciate the effort of the Lagos State government. We, the entire community of Igondo, we appreciate the effort of the Lagos State government, especially Bola Tinubu himself, for the road that is being done here. And the road is very, very solid because it's done by the Julius Berger Nigeria Limited. The road is very different from other roads.
I can say this is going to be one of the best achievement I ever achieved, especially to the rural area as we are now. We are very happy because one thing he has making this place to be a very famous place, and it's not because we are proud of it to be that we are among the urban. We are among the urban now, so that in this way, and this is an route. You can from here, you can get to Ojo. From here, you can get to the whole 4 corners of the Lagos state.
Marvelous. Because in the history of Alimashaw local government, you know, we have not been able to see any governor that has done as much as this governor has done for us. In fact, we are very, very happy today. Today is one of our, you know, I don't know what I can call it, because it's our baby. You know, Governor Bola Tinubu has proved beyond any reasonable doubt that he's an action governor.
The Lagos state government has been trying a lot. You know, there was some time we had some problems within the government. You know, there was problems of I no agree, you know, that kind of a thing. But now that the government is seated having the foot on the ground, the government is really trying. The government is trying, and I feel it's going to try more because it hasn't a lot of programs to perform.
Further, other pointers to the commitment of this administration witnessed through the installation of functional street lights along Iyanopaja to Idimu and construction of the mini waterworks at Igondo. From the inception of this administration, agriculture had received priority attention with the launching of the state's agricultural microcredit scheme to facilitate loans for farmers and fishermen. The scheme provides beneficiaries with the opportunity of paying 25% of total cost of any input purchased, and the balance spread over a period of between 6 and 10 months depending on the enterprise. Furthermore, about 30 million naira worth of agricultural inputs like fertilizers, seeds, insecticides, outboard engines, animal feeds and materials were purchased and made available to farmers and fishermen at highly subsidized rates.
Where? I have to go there to the glory of God and a better agricultural service to our people in order to be self-sufficient in food and commitment to humanity. I hereby commission motorcycle water service.
I'm thanking them for all they've done for us, and I would say they should keep it up. Though maybe other people that like to go into agriculture, they should please help them and bring them up to be something in future.
The government has been trying to help the farmers by providing fadama, which help us during the dry season. Because in some areas during the dry season you don't have water at all. But with fadama, you will be able to farm throughout the year.
ìyá wọlé tẹ́lẹ̀ kẹ́. a lè sọ.
etí ọ̀tà ní gbogbo ẹ̀. ọjọ́ ẹnìkan kan.
ẹ fẹ́ kó gbẹ́jà fún mi.
ọjọ́ ẹnìkan kan. ṣé àjẹ́ ń ṣe tẹ́lẹ̀ ẹ̀yẹ bàbá bí ìyá jọ bí ni bẹ̀tẹ̀ apá nípa yàyẹ ìwọ̀n.
If we use shower. Yes. Very well. Or sprinkler.
In fact, I want to appreciate the effort of Liza. They have been, being good help to us. Because like this fertilizer of a team, mainly, in this Lagos State soil, without fertilizer, nothing can make fine. So, compared to their fertilizer and what we have been getting outside, like Alaba ago, if you get there to outside, you buy mix. They mix whatever, maybe it's not fertilizer, they mix it, we buy, and when we put it to our crops, it's not producing. But since we are starting, getting to Liza, and we get normal fertilizer there, in fact, we see that there is a difference, and even consider to the price.
Well, according to concerning Liza, Liza has been trying their best, and we need more effort from them. We need more effort from them.
This media to plead to the federal government to give the Lagos State government more fertilizer allocation, because the fertilizer they are allocating to federal government, to Lagos State government, is not enough for us farmers. Mostly the fertilizer goes to corn, and for us that are planting vegetables, we use more fertilizer than corn.
Another sector that has been enjoying adequate attention from the Lagos State government is the formulation of concretized programs and execution of same on women empowerment and poverty alleviation. Existing women vocational centers spread through the state's local government areas were better positioned to ensure a better standard of living for women, especially those at the grassroots. Typical of this is the Women Vocational Center at Ikorodu. It is equipped to provide training in secretarial studies, catering, hairdressing and fashion designing. Since most rural women lack financial resources to actualize their economic ideas despite skills acquisition, a state microcredit scheme is being put in place to assist the rural women in establishing small-scale businesses and cottage industries as income-generating enterprises. It is pertinent to note that the Asiwaju Bola Ahmed Tinubu-led government has, through these various multifaceted programs, touched the lives of rural dwellers positively with an unrelenting effort at providing basic developmental infrastructures for its teeming populace at the grassroots.
Akoko, they don't know the sheep. Obviously, ni pasture didi. Muri. To baba mlo na ku. Igbari mgba. O je ki mi yi dede share se.
Asiwaju Bola Tinubu. Kí lẹ rí sí ìjọba wọn?
Gẹ́gẹ́ bí n ṣe rí ìjọba wọn sí, ìjọba wọn dáa. Àmọ́ kan túbọ̀ bẹ̀ ni múra náà. Kò túbọ̀ dáa jù wá lọ. Wọ́n bá ní tún ilẹ̀ ní ṣe àtọ̀nà àti ẹ̀yìn ìlú.
They did the renovation of the street here. Then the marketplace, they did it very well. We like all what we are doing here.
Every time. We enjoy the road. We thank you so much.
We hold up the food here before this road not allow motor to move. Hold up the cover everywhere. You don't allow motor to move. All the whole Aguda people. Some people don't park because of that. So now this road will move now.
Place is a good thing that we have more local governments, because grassroots development has spread wider than it used to be. And for now, within the little time they came into being, they performed averagely well, and in a way creditably too, because they have impacted positively on the community.
Let's all remember that developing Lagos State is a collective responsibility It is why we must all join our hands together with the government in the quest to further improve living standards in Lagos State. When Lagos State was created in 1967, skeptics then gave it little or no chance of survival. The bone of contention then was due to its small size and the fact that a large percentage of the state landmass is made up of creeks, lagoons and the presence of the Atlantic Ocean, leaving a small percentage of the entire landmass for agricultural activities. To date, some still hold the belief that Lagos is a non-agrarian state. To them, apart from the fact that a large portion of its landmass is made up of water, her cosmopolitan nature and status as a commercial and industrial backbone of Nigeria would not allow genuine interest and meaningful development of the agricultural sector. However, the state has proved skeptics wrong through the implementation of various agricultural policies, programs and projects aimed at improving food production outputs. It would be recalled that following the inauguration of Asiwaju Bola Ahmed Tinubu in his maiden address to Lagosians, he made a promise to give top priority to agricultural activities in Lagos State. A pointer to this is the prominence being given to agriculture among other issues of the government's 10-point agenda for the rapid transformation of the economic fortunes of the state. Exactly in August 2003, a workshop on review of blueprint on the development of agriculture was organized to examine progress made in the implementation of various programs and projects contained in the blueprint during the first tenure of the administration, and also to fashion out a modified agenda based on the current state of agricultural activities. Precisely, the workshop drew participants from the academia, research institutes, and stakeholders. Tonight on this program, the Honorable Commissioner for Agriculture and Cooperatives, Kaoli Olusonya, sheds more light on the conclusion reached at the workshop and a review of projects and programs implemented during the first year of the second tenure of Asiwaju Bola Ahmed Tinubu's administration.
That forum provided the farmers in Lagos generally the platform to have an insight into government thinking, into our idea, and to also learn from them what are their constraints, their problems, and what the limiting factors to enhancing food production in Lagos State. And they came up with a lot of ideas and suggestions for poultry farmers, they listed their constraints, which was majorly on two items. One, the inputs into the manufacture of livestock feeds, and two, the availability of the old chicks. There are a limited number of functional hatchery around us. To that extent, farmers could not readily stock their farms when they are prepared to do so, because the hatcheries are not enough. The number of hatched poults would not go round, and that resulted in farmers waiting in turn to buy, and invariably the cost will go up because there are limited supply to demand. And secondly, the ingredients to manufacture feeds, particularly grains, maize, corn, is not available in the quantity that is demanded. And secondly, some other ingredients supportive have to be imported. The lysine, methionine, the chemicals, the drugs to be added, medication, they are all imported. And all this contributed to making poultry feed more expensive for farmers. For crop farmers, they were asking for new improved variety of seedlings that will be more resistant to diseases, that will have a bigger yield. They were asking for fertilizer to enrich the soil, and they were asking for mechanical equipment to prepare the soil, and also to harvest and to process. So we took a list of all these contributions, and this has informed our decision in putting together a program tailored towards assisting farmers in Lagos State to be able to increase their capacity to increase food production in Lagos State.
That poultry feeds are more or less exorbitant,
more expensive.
so more expensive than other sectors. Definitely, what has government done to ameliorate these sufferings? I mean, the sufferings of the farmers towards this high poultry production in the state.
Yes. This government has taken some action to address the identified problems. One, before we go to feed, let me first of all address the issue of the day-old chicks, the poults. What we did on assumption of office, as far back as 1999, was to lease out all our production facilities to private farmers, private individuals. And the only hatchery owned by government, which is located at Itamaga, was one of those facilities that were leased out. And we monitor them to ensure that those facilities are used for the purpose for which they were given out, and also to monitor progress on the farm. I'm happy to inform that the hatchery at Itamaga is doing well, except that it could not cope with demand. I am imploring all those investors in Lagos State to go into the business of hatchery, livestock poultry hatchery, because the demand is swelling by the day, particularly with the recent ban of government on importation of poultry products into Nigeria. Most of the erstwhile abandoned poultry farms are now coming back to production, and that has implications too for increasing demand for the inputs, primarily the poultry, day-old chicks. Secondly, to address the problem of the exorbitant prices of poultry feed, we have sensitized farmers to increase the hectarage they put to planting corn, and we are collaborating with the cereal research institutes to procure hybrid, high-yielding maize. High-yielding maize. And we encourage farmers to buy such seeds each time they want to plant. They want to plant at new season, so that they don't just plant from the harvest they have kept over the time. You don't take from your previous harvest and go ahead and plant. We have encouraged them to, at each season, they buy new seeds to plant. These are seeds that have been certified that can increase yield and are more resistant to diseases. If farmers will take to all this education, all this information, invariably the yield of corn will increase, at least moving towards meeting the demand for both domestic and for human consumption and for livestock consumption. And also, let me also add that government is also all state government and Lagos State inclusive. We are collaborating with the federal agencies to establish storage facilities. The only storage facilities we have in the southwest is located in Ondo, and the Lagos State has made a case for the location of a grain storage facility in Lagos State, because in Lagos State we have large concentration of poultry farmers.
Lagos State is blessed with water. When we talk about water, we have the Atlantic Ocean, the Great and advanced north parts of the states. Government is quite aware of this, and that is why the government is embarking on a massive campaign for improved fish production in the state, whereby the government is encouraging aquaculture and things like that. Sir, we want to hear from you some of the efforts of government aimed at enhancing fish production in Lagos State.
Yes. Thank you very much. It is a fact that Lagos State is a state of aquatic splendor. It's not just in name. I mean, it is obvious to everybody in Lagos State that we are everywhere you go in Lagos State, there is water bodies, other creeks, rivers, the lagoon, and the ocean. And one area we have that advantage, comparative advantage in agriculture is aquaculture. We are putting more emphasis now in aquaculture as against artisanal fish farming, that is fish hunting. It is established that if we can concentrate efforts on aquaculture, even with the land space we have in Lagos State, we can produce enough fish to feed ourselves and even feed a large population of Nigerians. For production of aquaculture, it is not your level of production is not a direct relationship to the large expanse of land you have. However, your ability to produce is in a good correlation with the technology adopted. So, in a situation where the type of technology we are making available to the people now, which is particularly this intensive water circulation system, when adopted, is in a position to increase the capacity to produce fish many folds within a small area, either using a concrete tank, a fiber tank, or even the earthen ponds. All these have improved to be very productive and very lucrative and very at commercial level. But specifically within our programs, we have developed about 2 sites as fish farm estates in Lagos State. In addition to what we used to have, before now, we used to have the Alakotomeji fish farm estate at Badagry, which is doing very well, and we have Ebute Afuye fish farm estate in Epe. We are adding to that the Odogiyan fish farm estate in Ikorodu. This new one, we are locating at Ikorodu, is going to embrace the use of modern technology in fish farming. The land has been acquired. The government has approved a CFO to encompass the whole location. About 150 plots have been laid out, and the individual will be fitting into prototype design that has been mapped out, that has been designed by the interministerial committee of my ministry and Ministry of Works, the Environment and Physical Planning, so that and also some banks are also working with us to market the products. By the time it comes out, individuals that are interested will only just have to buy the brochure, from where all the drawings, the layout, the cost benefits has been done. What one would just need is just to fit into it and operate. As a result, we are looking for resourceful people who are ready to invest and invest immediately in that project. It is going to take on 150 farmers, and what is calculated per plot is a 6 ponds within a plot, and each pond capable of producing about 40 tons of fish per annum. So when you multiply by that 6, it is calculated that an allotee can make a net profit of about 4 million naira per annum. So that we are coming up with that very soon, and that is the latest to our fish farming initiatives in Lagos State.
Sir, the state microcredit scheme was launched in 1979. 1999, sorry sir, in 1999, until it was scrapped and replaced by the Agricultural Trust Fund. What are the modus operandi? How is this scheme is going to be worked out?
The Agricultural Trust Fund, let me start with the microcredit scheme. The microcredit scheme was operated by the ministry alone. The governor approved some money, and we were giving the assistance to farmers through the microcredit scheme, and we reached the farmers through their cooperative societies, the Lagos State Fishermen societies, the cooperative farmer society, the farm settlers associations. These are the avenues through which we reach the farmers. But we'll find out we are not able to do enough. Our ability to reach out the farmers was limited to the resources available. And we found out that banks in Nigeria were mandated to set aside some of their portfolio to lend to agriculture. So from the contacts we have been making with banks, we are convinced that if we could syndicate with the amount we have with a bank, more so with the new model that is now being new policy being rolled out by the Central Bank of Nigeria, which is tagged the name the Agricultural Trust Fund. What we just need is the money available to the ministry. We can join it with a bank fund and locate that fund within a bank, and jointly between the ministry, the particular bank, and officials of the Central Bank of Nigeria, we can now manage that available fund to extend that loan to farmers. That is the difference between the microcredit scheme we operated and the now new product, which is the Agricultural Trust Fund.
Without doubt, one notable program aimed at assisting farmers achieve their potentials for increasing food output in the state is the National Special Program on Food Security. How is this program being implemented, and how will you assess the success so far in the state, sir?
Yes, the National Special Program on Food Security is a program of the Food and Agriculture Organization of the United Nations in collaboration with the federal government, the state and the local government. The modality is the location of 3 sites per state, and that which translates to a site per senatorial district in Nigeria. In Lagos State, we have 3 senatorial districts, and each site, we have 1 site per senatorial district. In Lagos West Senatorial District, the site is at Iragon site. In Lagos Central, it is at Badore. In Lagos East, the site is at Igbola. The components of the site, what makes up a site, is the adoption of a farming community. You adopt a farming community. A baseline survey has been conducted to establish the farming activities of the inhabitants. So the inputs have been verified, their farming activities have been verified, their marketing ability has been verified, and what needs to be given, what support needed to bring them to a higher level. The objective of the National Program on Food Security is to improve, to increase the earning ability, earning power, capacity of farmer from an established level to a higher level. It has now been established that our cassava, when properly processed and dried, could substantially substitute for corn in animal feed. So some livestock fields in Nigeria today are now demanding cassava chips, well processed, dried, and therefore that demand is being created for another byproduct from cassava, and we are teaching our farmers to produce cassava chips. In fact, to that extent, I have to make a submission to the governor, and I convinced the governor that we needed to buy cassava grating machines to be given as support to farmers in Lagos State. And we have ordered for 25 numbers cassava graters, which we shall be given to our farmers when delivered. It will be delivered in next 2 weeks, hopefully. We'll be delivering this to cassava farmers in Lagos State.
But Lagos has been selected as one of the states to carry on with the second National Fadama Development Program.
That's right.
What actually is this Fadama in order to educate and inform our public, the general public? And what does the state really tend to gain from this program, sir?
Thank you very much. You see, that is another carve in the feathers of, with all modesty, our participation of Lagos State Ministry of Agriculture in most of these World Bank FAO programs has always been adjudged of good performance, good level of achievement. The Fadama 1 program ended in 1997, and because of the military intervention, it was stopped. It was not extended. Fadama literally means dry season irrigation. Fadama is an Hausa word. It only means irrigation. And now in the northern part of Nigeria, most times it's dry, and they will need low water level, where they can just scoop water to water vegetable farm. So the word is coined from there, Fadama. In Fadama 2 this time, is now what is the issue of processing, supporting capacity of farmers to process, to add value, is a major component of Fadama 2. So Fadama 2, apart from still increasing the capacity of farmers to increase production, the processing component is also added, and also asset acquisition component is also added. So what is unique about Fadama 2 is that apart from increasing your capacity to increase your ability to produce more, you can now acquire assets. You can buy feed mill. You can buy trucks. If the constraint to a group of farmers in a location is the movement of their products from the farms to the market, and they will need to buy trucks, they can come together, pool the resources together, obtain quotation, and put up an application to buy truck.
Meanwhile, efforts are being made to give the Okwoba Abattoir and Lairage a facelift under a new contractual agreement with a private company. According to the Honorable Commissioner, plans are underway to put a stop to the unhygienic slaughtering of cattle and the unhygienic transportation of meat to various markets in the state. Now, it is quite clear that the present administration of Asiwaju Bola Ahmed Tinubu would stop at nothing towards ensuring food security in the state. It is understating the obvious, saying that Lagos state government is concerned about the plight of farmers and fishermen who toil day and night to produce food through various agricultural policies and projects. However, it behoves on all stakeholders not to relent on their efforts of assisting the Lagos state government in the formulation and implementation of laudable policies and projects in the state for the much desired agricultural transformation. Lagos State is one of the most economically viable and buoyant states of the Federation. This fact is born out of its unique position and status as Nigeria's industrial and commercial nerve center. The state lies within the sedimentary belt of southwestern Nigeria on the coastal plain of the Bight of Benin. As such, the underlying sedimentary rocks consist principally of sands and clay. In the past, several efforts so far made at discovering natural minerals with the hope of further diversifying the economy are only partially successful because of the low scale and scope of mineral exploration. Except for the petroleum which was reported to be deposited in large quantities, especially in the offshore location of the state around Badagry, Ibejuleki, and Ekpe. In addition to petroleum deposits, there has been confirmation of the existence of other minerals in the state. Since inception, the administration of Asiwaju Bola Ahmed Tinubu has always demonstrated its commitment to sustain and further advance the position of the state as an economic backbone of the nation. Indeed, the convocation of Enyigbeti Summit was not only targeted at meeting the economic need of the populace, it was also meant to harness other untapped resources for the people's benefit. It is in line with this aim that the Office of the Special Advisor on Mineral Resources Development was created. Without doubt, quite a lot of people would argue that aside its leading position as the nation's industrial and commercial capital, the state does not have any other means of economic contribution to Nigeria. However, all that changed when a consortium of oil prospecting companies discovered large deposits of crude oil in Badagry and Ekpe areas of the state. The creation of the office, therefore, was in response to the need for government to perform its primary role of providing conducive environment for prospective investors. Since the year 2001, therefore, the office has involved itself in developing the mineral resources policy, monitoring of the miners and dredging activities, data gathering, in order to establish the quantum and spread of minerals, solid, liquid, and gaseous. The office also liaises with federal agencies for technical assistance and cooperation, prepares groundwork for mapping and mineral inventory of the state and several others. Tonight, State on Focus beams its light on the activities of the Special Advisor on Mineral Resources Development from inception till date.
Please, can you tell us what brought about the Office of
Special Advisor on Mineral Resources Development in Lagos State? Because to give effect to the governor's proactive stance on resource control, especially and through federalism, the reason why this office was established in year 2001, and since then the office has been very active in this direction.
What have been the achievements of this office?
Well, the office was, like I said, the office was established in 2001, and before I came to this ministry, my predecessor, Engineer Amietu Nipedi, being an expert in mineral and oil industry, he has done a lot of groundwork vis-a-vis establishing the department, various departments. For example, in this office we have about 4 active departments. We have a finance and administrative department, then we have a technical services department, monitoring department, and the investment department. All these departments, have been established before I joined, and we have since then. I have been building upon what has been established before I joined, and we're very much active, monitoring and like the mining activities and dredging activities. A directory of all miners and all dredgers within the state has been established. Prior to my coming into this office, the miners, has been having a field day after obtaining mining license from the federal without taking into cognizance of the effect of mining, vis-a-vis the environmental degradation and all that, that is the effect of mining you know, have been having toll on our land and the general environmental condition of the state. But since my coming into this office, this department has been very actively monitoring. We go out to monitor those who excavate sand, both laterite and loose sand, you know, for building purposes and all that. Sometimes now, like I said, we have their directory and we monitor the and we give them standard. Those days before now, they used to create deep gullies, deep, you know, valleys, which they have been creating nuisance sort of. But now we give them the rules and regulations and giving them a limit, you know, at which they can excavate, maybe maximum 1 meter. In future, if the land needs to be put in use, it will still it can be used without much problem at a minimum cost. You know, all these things we are doing. And however, there are still pockets of illegal miners, you know, for giving the support, more support from the government, from the governor. All these illegal mining activities will be and what we want to do is we want to cooperate with the federal agencies, that is the Federal Ministry of the Solid Mineral. They are not on ground here, although however they have an office and representatives in office, but the resources to do the monitoring and all that, which they don't. We are on ground because this is our state. And you know, Lagos State land is very precious. Land is our oil, sort of. The reason why we are very much on ground and taking seriously the issue of monitoring the miners.
So looking at Lagos, one wonders what kind of mineral resources to be found.
Yes, we have few mineral resources which we are yet to determine the quantum, but I know that laterite, for example, is a mineral. Sand, anything underground, both liquid, gaseous, you know, and solid, all minerals. I know very well that there is oil available in Lagos State. There is crude oil both offshore and onshore, and I know that licenses, you know, have been issued to some companies. For example, Cranwell Petroleum has a block 305, 306. That is in Ekpe Axis, you know, and I know James oil, that's the oil block OPL, that's oil processing license 302, that's Badagry onshore that extends into Ogun State. We also have Yinka Folawi oil licensing, having OPL offshore Lagos in Badagry as is too, that's AG1, AG2, and many others that are yet to commence exploration and exploitation. I know, as far as oil and gas is concerned, I know Lagos State there is deposit which very soon, and I know federal and some other private sector, they're trying to partner with this with the private sector, with OPL, with license, to determine and to carry out a seismic study to determine the quantity of oil available in this state. With that, we have been at the forefront of facilitating, providing the environment, even looking for both technical and financial partners to partner with the Nigerian companies in the area of exploitation and exploration of these oil blocks, you know. And apart from oil, we have bitumen in Ijirin area in Epe local government, and also in mortar. The quantity we are yet to determine, because there's a need for us to carry out detailed comprehensive tests to determine the quantity of these mineral resources available. So also in Badagry area we have clay, and clay is good for pot making and all that, for pottery. Sand too, glass sand is available in Badagry, Bejuleki, as is. You know, glass sand is used in making sand, in making glass rather, you know, and very few like Konud glass in Agbara. The major source of raw material is from Badagry and Ilaro, Ogun State. You know, and there's kaolin too in Ikorodu and some other parts of the state. Where there's a map up there which I will later show you, that depicts all you know, most of the mineral resources available in Lagos State. This preliminary survey was done by this office, and we're hopefully by the point of the year or early next year we would have done the geophysical and geological survey to determine the quantity, you know, of the solid mineral available in the state.
So, what has been the response of this community?
The communities are happy, because for thousands of years the minerals, you know, have been lying underground, and nobody is doing anything about it. But with the discovery and knowing that these things are abound there, I'm sure for them, the communities, they are happy, you know, and they know that it will benefit the community. For example, I'm sure when the oil exploration commences, I know that those communities in which oil is found, they are bound to benefit from the derivation. As you know, that there's 13% derivation for oil producing states, and I'm sure the local government, the local community should be able to benefit from that. The economy of the people, a lot of other developmental programs, I know that this state government will establish in those communities, like schools and other things. And in actual fact, I know that those companies will also make scholarship available for the indigenes of those communities.
So is there any mineral resources development policy?
Yes, the policy I know is partnership with the private sector, because exploration and exploitation of mineral require huge capital, and other important social infrastructure which the state needs to provide, and you know, huge amount is required to put the roads, well, electricity, water, and all that. Schools too, you know, those are primary programs of the state government, and because of the limited resources of the government, all these programs are prioritized. The schools, the hospital, and we don't have enough money to do that, and to go into exploration and exploitation, it requires huge capital. And I know that the government will rather partner with the private sectors who have ready funds available, and also the technical know-how. It is for the government to provide the enabling environment for all these private sector to operate without problem, like the communal clashes and all that. We, for example, there's a proposal to build private refinery in Lagos. We are at the forefront. This office is at the forefront, liaising with the communities and allaying their fear of pollution and environmental degradation when such a huge industry is established within their community. The problem of the Niger Delta area at the present is being allayed. They fear because that those things will have devastating effects, on their livelihood. We are the problem. In a nutshell, we are providing the government, providing the environment for this private sector to come and invest in this sector.
Okay.
So that's the main government. For the government is not directly involved in exploration, exploitation, and establishment of a refinery. Rather, everything is being done by private sector, but we have to provide the environment. The activity is tough, so we do that. We have good relationship with other government agencies. The only area where we have a problem is the Federal Ministry of Solid Mineral, and that one is being looked into. We are not here. We know that monitoring, collection of royalty and all that, issuing of quarry license or mine license is solely federal responsibility. But however, if they issue license to miners to excavate and mine in our state, we have every right to monitor and control the miners, and also because these mine products are transported on our roads and all that, so we have every right to under the same law, under the same mining decree 34, looking at it thoroughly, we have every right to monitor and we're only acting under the same law, under the same decree, and to ensure that the environment is safe. That's what we're doing. And the area of disagreement we will soon resolve that, just to give effect to the permit given by the license issue, and we don't issue license. We only issue consent, that we have consented to the license issued by federal for the miner to go to that location and mine.
So do you receive enough support from government, especially Lagos State government?
Obviously, this is Lagos State government baby. So without the government, and the support is there. If the support is not there, the office wouldn't have been established in the first instance. So the government will receive total support from all the arms of the government, both the Ministry of Justice, because where we have legal issues to clarify, the Attorney General and the Ministry of Justice officials are there to advise us and clear certain issues. We have 24 hours a day support from that other agency. The House of Assembly is there. We have total support of the House of Assembly. I need more support in the area of vehicle monitoring, then for example, the monitoring department. If we have enforcement, like law, we have to get the police to support us, get the task force and all that. But if we have a unit, like they monitor, and our people, when we go out, I don't carry arms, I don't, just, and there have been occasions where some communities, the miners attack our people, but what is very much important is to call them and educate the people, and that has been a major challenge, and I'm sure with the support of the governor, all these things will be, but we're very much, I'm very much interested in making sure that this office, it is office of special advisor, and with time, I want this office to grow to a full-fledged ministry. And I want to, with the support of the governor, that the first private refinery is established in Lagos State. I know about 21 private refinery licenses, have been issued by the federal government, but and out of a great number of those private people wants to be in Lagos, because this is where the market is, and the proximity to the Atlantic Ocean is also an advantage. I know that some of them are very serious and committed, and the state government, the governor is also committed, and the total and the support necessary is being given by both the governor Asiwaju Bola Ahmed Tinubu and also this office. Within short time, probably before end of this year, we see that a private refinery, turning out the salt, will be done within with the right environment. Minerals like bitumen, oil, gas will be a great development in this state, and will enhance the revenue of the state in the form of taxes and other benefits. And I'm sure those who operate in that sector within the state will also be good corporate citizens of the state, and do things for the state and for the community from which these minerals are exploited. So the future is great and bright. So as far as liquid and gaseous minerals in the state is concerned.
That Lagos State is described as the center of excellence is born out of many factors. Apart from its prime position as the nation's industrial and commercial capital, its cosmopolitan status, including the predominance of virtually all ethnic groups in the state, makes it a cultural melting pot of sorts. It is out of these many attributes that the state derives its dynamism. With a population of over 15 million people, the state remains one of the most challenging states in terms of administration. As a matter of fact, ensuring adequate provision of facilities, including peaceful coexistence among the numerous component groups within the state, has been one daunting task. While extra efforts has been put into formulating programs aimed at improving the quality of lives of its people, peace and harmony has often been threatened with considerable damage and loss resulting from ethnic and religious clashes. Realizing the negative impact of these developments, as well as other pressing statutory demands that weighed heavily on Governor's office, the present administration of Asiwaju Ahmed Bola Tinubu, in its bid to effectively manage and reduce hostility to the barest minimum among the people, created the Office of Special Duties. Later, the office was upgraded to Ministry of Special Duties and Intergovernmental Relations to, among other things, ensure that peace reigns in the state and also provide a platform to effectively respond to disasters while relating with other arms of government amongst its other ministerial responsibilities. On this program tonight, State on Focus beams its searchlight on the ministry as it takes on its Honorable Commissioner, Mr. Henry Oladele Ajomale, on the ministry's activities.
Considering those very important responsibilities, to what extent will you say the minister has lived up to his statutory functions?
Yes. My predecessors done, the first person is the now Commissioner for Transportation, was the first Commissioner for Special Duties. And then the position he occupied then and the position he's occupying now in government. Most of the statutory functions of this ministry have been carried out excellently, even before I came here. And then when I got here, we have tried our possible best to carry out these ministry's function, carrying out well, you can't say it's 100% because there are certain obstacles of the way in terms of financing and other things, which is having this aspect on all the ministries. There is no amount of money that you have that can adequately cater for carrying out these functions effectively. But we try as much as possible to use our brain and ingenuity to carry out these functions. We have tried our best, we have tried to live up to expectation. Like, we are responsible for emergency cases. Again, it involves a lot of money because there is always disaster here and there. Although nobody is praying for it, but it happens where the government will have to take care of its own. And then, you have to buy this, buy that, purchase this, at least to relieve them of the burden of this disaster which unfortunately came to them. It's not planned, disaster is not planned. You never know where it can rear your head. But again, it involves a lot of money to be able to manage this emergency situation. And of course, there's no amount of money the government can provide for this type of job, which again is financially intensified schedule. We are now repackaging our response to disaster with the establishment of what you call SEMA, Lagos State Emergency Management Agency, which is coming on stream very soon, which will respond to disaster within 40 minutes anywhere in Lagos.